What's up, YouTube? Um, this is Sal back here again with our first Clash Royale video. Um, and this series is going to be pushing to top 10K, trying to end at top 10K end of the season. So we have 1 week left. And based off my calculations, we're going to need to be at roughly around 2,200 medals. So I'm going to be using this RG deck, and let's go ahead and get into our first match. So yeah, my plan is to actually be uploading a mix of Clash Royale and Brawl Stars content on the channel. I enjoy both of these games, so yeah, looks like first game we're going to be up against Hero Giant Sparky. Luckily, I do have a Monk. I'm going to just need to make sure that he doesn't use that Giant ability. So maybe I'll try and catch it with the E-Spirit. And okay, he does get a NATO off. I wonder if that's actually pretty well played by him. I'm going to try and kill a Heal Spirit real quick. And all right, we were able to defend. That was a good tornado by him. It allowed him to prevent my Monk ability, so I'll need to keep that in mind. I was considering an RG there, but I don't really want to spend too much elixir. I'll get my Hunter down in the back. His mini P.E.K.K.A. should be out of cycle. I'll get a Monk in front here, and honestly, maybe... Okay, he goes for a Vines, actually. And yeah, that was not the best from me there. He got a pretty good elixir trade. And now it's looking like this is probably going to be a pretty tough defense. Thankfully, I have an Evo Hunter. And one skeleton also remains. Both of those things are really lucky. And then, since I have the Evo Hunter down, that should be able to stop the mini P.E.K.K.A. Unless he has a Scar me, so maybe I'll consider a log if he had a Scar me, but he didn't. Let's go for these skeletons, pull up. And that's gonna pretty much be in range of spell cycles, so I'm not gonna really worry about building up a big push anymore. But I am gonna need to lock in on defense. I think I'll go for a early Monk ability, and thankfully it's able to pop in time. I'll get the log down onto a Sparky. Get a Fireball here to take the Wizard down. And honestly, I should be able to get an RG connection for game. He goes for the Evo Snowball. And maybe he's going to try and Giant push my RG, which was a decent play from him, but honestly, I tried to pop the Monk ability there, but it was a little bit too late for that. Honestly, we're just going to go ahead and almost take down the other tower, but we have one more RG in cycle. He might try and Vines, but it's pretty much game over here. All right. I was going to say good game, but guys, honestly, I don't really like the emote spam, so I go ahead and just have the emotes muted. All right, game 2. I think maybe I'll do around 5 games in this first video. All right, so he cycles a Rage. I'll match that with a log. Eagle him in the back. I'll go with my Hunter. I mean, okay, Night Witch. This seems like it might be the double Golem deck, which would be honestly kind of scary. And unfortunately, I also do use my what's it called? I use my E-Spirits, so that pretty much gave him my entire tower there. And wow. Okay, this is actually pretty insane that he almost 3-crowned me there. It's going to be a really tough match to get back into, especially if he has a lightning. Doesn't seem like he's running the double golem, but even e-golem I can't completely shut down, I don't think. Alright, I'm going to go for the monk in the back. And just split these skeletons. I'll get my hunter down. Get this e-spirit. And then, yeah, unfortunately, I tried to log to protect my hunter, but, I mean, it didn't even stay alive. So, yeah. All right, it's going to be game. This isn't really how I wanted this game to go, but that's how it is. Like, a few interactions can cost you the entire game. All right, match 3. Hopefully he is running Expo because that would be a good matchup for me. I'll catch that with my own e-spirit. And all right, he's probably not going to be running Expo. Cage e-spirit. Maybe it's recruits, which is honestly not the best matchup for me, unfortunately, but we'll see how we're going to be able to play into this matchup. I might go for a log, just see what he has, but get the skeletons down on the bar barrel. And I'll start up a monk in the back. Honestly, I'm just going to let this one connect because I'm trying to build up a push here. If he supports those, I would commit a little bit more on defense, but I think all I really need is this 1 elixir. I pop the monk ability so that it doesn't get sucked in, and then I'm going to pull that berserker off with my fisherman. And we do get a decent amount of damage, so does he, but that's how it is sometimes. I'll try and go for a log here. He might pop ability, he ended up not. I'll go for the fireball skeletons for the full defense probably, yep. And once I'm at around like 9 elixir, probably just going to start up a monk push in the back again. So just some general tips with RG. I generally always start either the RG or the monk in the very back. I'm going to catch that, try and pull it in. And all right, it didn't get pulled, but that should be fine still. That's actually a pretty good pop for me because the ability was actually able to hit his tower. And we have a pretty strong counter push here, so this should probably be game. I'll just continue supporting with another monk. And honestly, maybe just get a fireball. He is going to have Evo pigs now, but I should be pretty close to winning. I'll try and tank for my hunter a little bit with the fisherman. Oh, I thought I had played a fisherman there. Nonetheless, maybe if I'm able to get a monk down, pop the ability. And unfortunately, it did not pop in time. But he has no Evo cage in hand right now. And then I'll try and snipe that magic archer. He does protect it. Leaking a little bit of elixir there, but should be fine. All right, that's a solid defense. And honestly, I think it's going to be just 3 logs and a fireball. Or if I'm able to get this monk to cross the bridge. All right, there we go. That's a good game. All right, so 2-1 right now. Let's get into our next match. I'll cycle my e-spirit. Honestly, that's kind of unfortunate, but um, I'll have to get a log onto this. And then hopefully Fisherman retargets. It ends up not, but it should be fine. It might be pretty aggressive, but I think that this monk might force out a lot of elixir. So yeah, we're able to force out a lumberjack. And I think skeletons in the middle should defend both sides. Unfortunately, I did misplace the skeletons pretty poorly there, and that just gives him 1,000 damage. But into bridge spam, I have a decent matchup, except for the zappies. I wonder if he has a magic archer. Okay. Hopefully that monk's able to reflect a little bit. And if Hunter stays alive, that's great. It's a great counter push here. But he does have those zappies, unfortunately. Maybe one more hit. All right, good. And we're back in this. I might need to maybe go for like a fireball if he supports those zappies. But since he didn't, skeletons, E-Spirit should clean up pretty easily. He does have an Evo Ram in cycle right now, so I'll need to be careful with this defense. He could honestly go for like an Evo Ram Lumberjack. I wonder, do I want to push into this giant skeleton? It's going to be risky, but I think that I should give it a try. I'm going to need to get a fireball down onto those zappies. And I was hoping that maybe I would have been able to get the shield off the Dark Prince, but unfortunately I wasn't able to. And that Evo Barbarian really did a lot of damage there, but we do still have the damage lead. I'll get the monk down, and once the giant skeleton crosses, I think I'll go pretty aggressive and potentially go for like an RG, but he didn't let me. He went pretty aggressive opposite lane. Hopefully there's no charge there. I think that's, I was going to say almost, it was a decent fireball. I'll try and get that thing over. And then I'm going to need to go over here. And hopefully a log fisherman should be able to clean up, but I am pretty low on elixir here. And unfortunately, this might be game. Yeah. Somewhere along the line, I probably overcommitted a little bit. All right. Honestly, going into game 5 here, let's hope we can end this quick session off on a win. I like to keep my clash sessions pretty short. I need to watch out for that hero goblin respawn. I could support with RG, but I'm not completely sure what he's running. If it's Hog Eggsy NATO, that might not be the best move, but seems to be some sort of a homemade deck. I'm not completely sure what yet, but I'll get the monk down here. One cool thing about the monk is that it does reflect the Spirit Empress, so I'll get that. And then he has the Elite Barbarians, unfortunately. I'll go for my Fisherman here. And he has no Elite Barbarians in cycle right now, so I think that honestly could be a decent time to go in with a Royal Giant. He's going to have the Goblins, probably. Alright, so he places Mega Knight instead. And then the Goblins behind it, so I think I'll try and log. Get my Hunter down. Unfortunately, I did run out of elixir for the Monk, I couldn't get it down, but we were able to get a decent defense, and we do have the damage lead now. If he has Evo Mega Knight, that's going to be pretty challenging to break through. And he has Elite Barbarians in hand right now. But maybe I'll still start a Monk in the back. He's going to go for a Furnace. I don't want to waste my Evo Hunter, but maybe now is a good opportunity too. And this should be a decent defense here. All right. I'm going to just start up a push in the back again, although I think he does have the Evo Mega Knight in hand, which is unfortunate. I'll need to hopefully get that Spirit Empress down. Maybe pop my Monk ability here. All right. I'll go for the log, just get some spell cycle going. He may go for like a Hero Goblin's Hog opposite, but I think I should still be fine here. I want to pull that Evo Mega Knight away. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to. Wow, okay, opposite lane, he got a pretty solid amount of damage there. And that Spirit Empress is really giving me some difficulties right now. But honestly, it seems like he placed a decent amount of elixir, but he somehow still has enough for the Elite Barbarians and Goblins, which is pretty insane. Yeah, unfortunately, we're going to end on a loss. So let's see where we ended. All right, so we went and got a 1-1, 2-1, 2-3 record. So one match down. We're at 17-14 right now, but still 7 days left in the season. Hopefully we'll be able to